Hello, everyone. It's Rob Ahlgren here. I thought I'd reach out to my friends, family, Facebook friends, and YouTube friends and update you on my cancer journey and maybe reach out for a little help. So I think I'll start at the beginning and just kind of go over where it all started and where I'm at today. So initially, I had colon cancer diagnosis in 2016, and I was operated on in June to remove a large tumor in my colon, and had about a 2-foot resection of around the tumor taken out, and that seemed fine for a while, and then approximately 2 years ago, I was unfortunately diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, which means that it had spread to my liver. So that being said, the oncologist basically, said that they wanted to give me chemo, and but was told that it wasn't curable or operable, and they wanted to start me on this protocol, and I decided, well, it wasn't, curative, so I was looking outside the box, and they basically said, I had 12 to 18 months, and they thought I'd have less time if I, did, natural or alternative methods, as they like to call it. Anyways, I reached out for help at that time, and through the grace of God and all you good people and a lot of friends out there, you helped me go down to Mexico for some cancer treatments. And I also brought back a whole bunch of medicine with me in a large suitcase. I'm surprised I got it across the border. Some of it wasn't even legal here in Canada, so it was quite an adventure. But down at the clinic, I did IVs daily of various supplementation and medicines. And when I came back to Canada, they had put in a PICC line, and they had taught me how to do my own IVs, which was quite a valuable thing to do. And by around this time last year, or even in December, late December, my tumors had shrunk dramatically. They were less than, they were about the third the size. Things were going great. Unfortunately, after spending about $60,000 on this care, I couldn't afford to keep up the protocol. And this spring, I had, some alarming signals, and so I was forced to do a little bit of chemo to knock back the fast-dividing cells, which is what chemo basically does. It doesn't go after the stem cells, which is where the spreading of the cancer comes from, but it did knock back the fast-dividing cells, and so that helped a bit, although it was made me very sick, and it was pretty rough. I was in the hospital for a while, and anyways, that's here nor there now. But unfortunately, when you go down to Mexico, you don't know how much money it's going to take to cure yourself. I feel that if I was able to if I had an extra 40 or 60,000 for sure, I'd be cancer free right now. But like I said, I couldn't afford to keep that protocol up, and it's expensive to fight cancer, especially by natural methods, predominantly. Unfortunately, our system only covers the poisons of chemotherapy, radiation and surgery. Chemotherapy costs about $50,000 a cycle. So, people that have many cycles, they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on chemotherapy treatments, which goes to the oncologists and the pharmaceutical companies. The oncologists actually buy the chemo drugs from the pharmaceutical companies and then mark them up, and they make profit off of it, large profits. Yeah, it's kind of unethical in my mind, but chemotherapy is effective in about 6% of stage 3 and 4 cancers, in a curative way. And some cancers, like prostate cancer and things, it works better on. And with some of the combination of immunotherapy drugs, I think it's actually 6% is actually increased from the 3% that it used to be. So all that being said, right now, unfortunately, last week I had a scan, and my cancer has progressed and become quite a bit more aggressive, and my tumors in my liver have grown, and now I've also got tumors that have spread to my lungs. So it's kind of a critical time for me, and that's why I'm kind of reaching out for help right now. Now, I understand, you guys, a lot of you have, helped me so much in the past, and, I can't really expect anything, but, it's not your job to keep me alive. And I have gotten used to staring down my own mortality for the last couple of years. I've already lived longer than I was told I was gonna, but there's still a lot of fight in this old dog. And my dad used to say there's more than one way to skin a cat. And although being a cat lover, it's hard to hear that, but I guess kind of good in this case. So that being said, there are some things that I can do, well, certainly one of them is to, instead of going to the clinics in Mexico, because I learned how to do my own IVs, I can order this medication, and instead of spending the money to be at the clinics, and it's expensive, that's a big cost. But if I can purchase the medications and do my own, intravenous, IVs, that'll be great, because I had really good results with that. The other thing is I'm adding a protocol out of England, which is there's clinical trials that are proving to be quite successful. It's called Care Oncology Clinic, and basically it's about supplementation and off-label drugs that are being shown to be effective in blocking various cancer uptakes. Now, how that works is, people think that sugar is what feeds cancer, and yes, that is true. But if that was the only thing, then a lot of people would just go on a strict diet with no sugar, which you need to do anyways. And that works very well for some people and for a while. But cancer is tricky. There's over 200 types of cancers out there. One treatment that might work very well for me might not work for you, because our biology is different. Our deficiencies are different. So that's what's make it complicated. And so sometimes you can block the sugar pathways. just by phenomenally strong commitment to diet. And but what this is all about is after a while, cancer adapts. And if you block the sugar pathways, cancer actually also feeds off of glutamine, like proteins, various proteins, and also fatty acids. So there's actually a triangle of things that you need to stop. And with these repurposed drugs and supplements, they have shown, you can look on PubMed and that sort of thing, and you can see that, anyways, different supplements and drugs in combination, quite often with low dose chemotherapy or high dose vitamin C, work at starving the cancer and without starving your body, and blocks the uptake of the cancer. The various pathways that cancer will uptake. So it's a really progressive and interesting protocol that is gaining a lot of notoriety and having quite a bit of success. So it's certainly worth trying. So I need to get a hold of a lot of these drugs, and it's been really challenging. Trying to get this through my oncologist thinks I'm nuts. They just, they know their chemo, they know their radiation, and that sort of stuff. But yeah, they they're pretty. They got the blinders on, and are still doing the 40, 50-year-old chemotherapy drugs that the pharmaceuticals are happy to provide, and they don't want anybody messing with that, billion-dollar business. Let's put it that way. It's astonishing how much money the chemotherapy makes for the pharmaceutical companies. It's outrageous. At any rate, so this is one protocol that I'm going to add, as well as the stuff from medicine from Mexico. And then the third thing is GCMAF, which I've talked a lot about in my YouTube videos. Unfortunately, the clinic that was producing this high-grade GCMAF was closed down by the British version of the FDA, and because they said it was, they weren't sure about the safety of it and were concerned about the side effects. Well, 12,000 people that took GCMAF, there's been no deaths, and the worst symptoms people have had, because it is a natural human protein, there's the side effects are like a little bit of nausea and sniffling and stuff when you're breaking down cancer cells. So if they were truly concerned about side effects and different things, there's so many other drugs, including chemotherapy, that have a ton. That's a whole nother story, and it's a big thing. However, there is a company called GCMAF Plus that's out of New Zealand that is making some great products. They do. You can't get the vials that they were using out of the clinic in the UK, but they do these creams, high potency creams with GCMAF in them, that you put on your lymph nodes, and they activate macrophages, which are like little Pac-Men that go away and eat away at cancer cells and separate the clusters that these tumors become. And they also have oral spray that is high potency. So the combination of these three protocols, I feel, are my best chance to come back from this. And that's why I'm reaching out today. But like I said, a lot of you have given graciously before, and I know people are tight everywhere, and it's not, if it happens to be my time to leave room for another soul on this planet, well, so be it. And but I still think I still feel like I have an awful lot to live for, and also a lot to offer. My cancer journey, although it's been, brutal at times, um, has also been a blessing and has given me a purpose. And I've got a website that I started and a YouTube channel where people like myself, we kind of try to share different ideas and protocols and support each other through this journey, especially down kind of the alternative path, because there is so much out there, and but it's there's a lot of cloudiness there as well. So some things, some things are not up and up. There is snake oil out there too, and you really have to do your research. But all that being said, if you have the opportunity and you find that you have too many shekels in your pocket and you want to help my cause, I'd be greatly appreciative and honored for your support. And with that, I just want to say, lots of love, and thank you for taking the time to listen to my video today. Okay? Wish you a great day. Cheers.